Okay, good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing? Let's get a screen up. We're about to open. Boom. Okay. How's everyone doing in the chat? Lorna, good to see you again. Coach Z, Crypto. Hello, everybody. Let me just get my phone on charge. All right. We look like we just opened. It's looking a bit bullish on the open. Let's figure out a few levels, all that good stuff, and then we can start looking for trades. So let's go on a 15-minute. Let's make this a bit bigger. All right. Okay, I'm going to do a volume profile from this whole massive leg up, and let's see if there's any good areas we can have a look. Mifa, good morning to you. Isabella, good morning. How are you, Isabella? You have made it to one of my streams. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I will get back to you on Instagram as well. Let's just mark out. Okay, so we're in that kind of gap in volume area. So I can imagine some rejection in this area, actually. And I'm also going to do a volume profile from this little push down. I think that's pretty much all it's going to give us. And then we got a nice little gap in the volume here as well. So, okay, we've got two areas we can kind of play off. And then the rest I'll just use the footprint. So let's see how the open volume actually looks like. And let's make these clusters a bit bigger. Let's do it at 24 ticks per row. Should give us a bit more clarity. Okay, nice. So the open, very bullish. Yeah, lots of buy volume coming in, as we can see. Bit of sellers. I'm assuming that's more stops getting triggered. It doesn't seem to be that many sellers in the market on the open, which is not what I expected. And there seems to be a lot of buyers just buying it up. So let's let it figure itself out a little bit, and we can look for a trade. Doing okay, staring at the chart. Good stuff. What do you trade, Isabella? What's your go-to instrument to trade? I'm just going to make sure the account is all set up and ready. So we got bracket orders. Nice. 100. Yep. Perfect. 5 micros. Beautiful. Only ES. Okay, nice. ES is good. ES is good, but probably the easiest one to trade, the best one to trade as well, because the volume is great on the ES. Indeed, good to see. Damn, this is very bullish. Very, very bullish. All right, so we're kind of waiting for some kind of pullback. We're seeing, I'm assuming that's going to be stops being triggered. That has to be take profits. Yeah, okay. So that kind of lines up to this area here where we had another push down. So I think that's more people taking profits. So there are buyers exiting the market. I'm just going to mark out any obvious highs and lows and all that good stuff. So we've got one up there. We do have, a little area there. And we don't really have a low except for down here, obviously. But we'll mark that. Actually, we'll mark it up now. Why not? Why not? So we just want a bit of structure to be created in the market. Since I switched to futures, I tried NQ a few times, but excuse my risk. I'm not very good at it. No problem. No. I mean, it's always good to find an instrument that you're comfortable with. The ES is, I would always say, generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, trade at ES. Yes, it's a bit slower, but the volume's great. It's the easiest one to read, and it's generally the most stable. So the ES is a very good choice for the most part. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out this volume here, what exactly it is. Will it be buyers taking profit? Is it sellers getting stopped out? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think it's fresh buyers. I don't actually think this is real buy volume because we're not really seeing anyone defend it. A little bit of defensive play here. It could be fresh buy volume, to be fair, but I'm still kind of, it's a lot of volume and it's right at the top. Makes me a bit suspicious. I think we might be looking at a bit of a pullback and a bit of a trap, and then we could potentially buy it up again. That's kind of my thinking at this moment in time. So we'll see. I'm going to get my cash account up as well, get that ready. All right, nice. That is pretty much ready. Cool. Right, let's see. So we had a bad day yesterday, didn't we? But it's all right. One bad day is all it is. It's not a big deal. Still very much in the game, and that's really what's important, you know. Okay, so there are sellers coming in by the looks of it, but I think that's more buyers dropping out. Starting to see the pullback, and they're probably just dropping out a bit. So we want a decent pullback, and then we're going to jump in once we see potentially some good buy pressure come back in. It looked like it may have just happened at 51, but it's not great. It's not great yet. No, yeah, that's all it gave us, that little pullback. Damn, look at that. There's definitely take profits being triggered, stops being triggered, all in that area. Let's see what happens on this black line. Are we going to get similar story? Good morning, ZT Content. How are you? Let's have a look. All right, here we go. Let's have a look. It's actually a very slow open. Like the market's not moving as much as we expected. It's actually very calm. It's not very chaotic. There's no real news coming out today. Nothing, too worrying or anything like that. We've got pending home sales, but that doesn't really do much. So yeah, I mean, news-wise, it's very light. Oh yeah, again, big spike in volume as soon as we got to that area. Definitely stops, take profits, all that stuff being triggered here. So it is being cleared quite well. It's annoying we didn't get more of a pullback. That was literally all it gave us. I expected a bit more of a pullback and then, buyers to come in. But it looks like the buyers defended very early. So very bullish. And now we're getting to that next gap in volume. So I expect the pullback or a decent pullback to occur, hopefully in this area. And then we can actually get a trade in. Because at this moment in time, there's really not that much. And you don't want to chase the market, So I'm just going to label out that low there. Because I can imagine a lot of stops have been moved to that low. Tom, good morning to you. I'm looking to sell today, just waiting on my spot. Wanted to drop by real quick and say hello. Chat soon. Amazing, Tom. I hope it works out. No problem. ZT says, hanging in there. Thank you. Great to be here with you guys. Amazing. Great to have you here as well, ZT. All right. So we haven't quite got to that gap yet. I'm not falling for it. I don't think this is the short yet. Definitely some buyers getting dropped out there. Probably getting out at break even. You can see the volume spiking along with other buyers. Definitely a bit of break even. All right, so buyers are pulling back a bit. I do think there's still an opportunity to buy this market. I'm just trying to track if we have any real good chunks of buyers coming in. Dawood, good morning. How are you? Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Show me something. These pullbacks are so shallow. Really, really shallow. It's not really giving me a great opportunity here. Way too shallow. I still think this area here, around 29.90, maybe 29.100, a nice round number. In and around this area, we're going to see something. I just want to check if there's any obvious highs. Have I drawn that out? Right, so we got a nice high there. We'll draw that one out. We've got a little one there, but it'll be good just to see the volume. Give us an idea. Are buyers exiting the market, or are they buying it again? Sam, I'm excited to learn footprint chart, how you read it. I haven't really found any clear videos on it, so that would be helpful. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you're tuned into the right place then. So I kind of walk in the live. Hopefully I walk through quite, explain it. Hopefully I explain it well of what I'm looking for. So I'm trying to always figure out who is taking profit, who is getting stopped out, and who's actually entering as fresh volume. And once you figure that out, it becomes a lot easier to read. So the reason I'm drawing out these highs, and get rid of this high here, to be honest, that's already been traveled through. But the reason I'm drawing it out is to see, are buyers exiting the market? Because buyers taking profit will look like buyers on the footprint, okay? Buyers getting stopped out will look like sellers, and sellers taking profit will look like sellers, and sellers getting stopped out will look like buyers. So you have to kind of figure that out. And obviously anything like all this volume here is real sell volume, right? These are real fresh sellers coming in, because they can't be take profits, can't be stops, because it would have been triggered in this candle already, right? So these are all legit sellers. So it really comes down to these guys now. We want to see how effective they are. They're quite good at pushing this market down. So there is some legit sell pressure in this market for a nice pullback, which we're kind of getting. Now buyers are slowly entering again, but they're getting, traveled through. So we want to see what happens when we get to this low here. Do we see buyers buying it up? Do we see them all exiting with big sell numbers? What's the deal? So let's have a look. We're seeing some buyers trying to buy it up. Bit of a spike in volume there. So definitely buyers getting, but it dropped down. Definitely some buyers getting stopped out, but notice how the volume is dropping back down. So there are buyers buying it back up again. Okay. So that shows buyers are still willing to buy, but it's not a lot. Oh, big 40 there, back down to 9. Buyers are coming in somewhat aggressive, so I might start getting ready to potentially buy this now. All right, I'm going to go in for a buy. Oh, what the hell? What's going on here? Oh, okay, I see. And shit, what have I done? There we go. Fuck. I accidentally clicked the backspace button. Sorry, guys. Come on, load. This mouse has like a backspace button here by my thumb, and I accidentally clicked it. So, where the hell's my trade? I can't see anything. Oh, this is the last thing you want to do. Where is my trade? Oh, there we are. Okay. Let's see how it's doing. And I haven't looked at the footprint, so I don't know what the hell is going on right now. All right, there we are. Okay. Let's put that there. We might get stopped out potentially. My stop is very close, to be fair. Just at that high. Might have to find an area. So we had sellers come in. Oh, buyers got trapped. See, buyers tried to buy it up. So I think this is a failed trade here. Buyers tried to buy it up. They did come in somewhat aggressively, but they're just about struggling. But buyers are still willing to buy it. So it might not be completely over. I might just move my stop a little bit, give it a little bit of breathing room here. I do think if buyers can get above and untrap these buyers, we don't want them to get stopped out, right? We don't want these buyers to exit. We want them to stay in the market and keep adding. But you're seeing sellers are still coming in. So there's a bit of chop here, and there's a good chance you might just get stopped out by a wick. If that's the case, it's no problem. You can jump back in once it shows. But it's good to have a nice tight stop here, because we don't know, a big seller could come in and push this market down quite heavily. So you want to keep the risk nice and tight. Some instantly got eaten up, but more buyers coming back in. They are trying to buy it up, these buyers. They might be successful here. I need to see a bit more volume come in. Oh, they got trapped again. They're getting pushed down. Come on. We need to get above the majority of the sell volume, right? So we need to really get above these guys here and get them out. But we look like we might just get stopped out, and we did, unfortunately. The sellers just came in a bit too strong there, unfortunately. So we didn't quite get that move. But it's fine. It's all good. We'll just wait. So the buyers were willing to trade here, right? They came in quite nicely. They just weren't putting in enough orders to really beat the sellers. The sellers were still very, very aggressive here. right? And they're still aggressive. Look at them, still coming down lower down in the distribution. So until that kind of flips, we don't really want to buy it again. So we're kind of waiting. All right, so there, again, buyers getting eaten up here. Buyers, again, failing to push it up. So we probably have a bit more of a drop here. As long as sellers keep shorting, they're going to control this market for now. I'll just get my cash account ready because I do see a potential trade coming. There we go. All right. It doesn't look terrible again. The buyers are fighting it. But those sellers are just too strong at this moment in time. That's just a little bit too, what's the word? They're just too aggressive right now. So we've got to wait for that sell aggression to kind of stop, you know? But buyers are buying. So it's going to be a bit of a up and down type market until one side gives up. We don't know which side that is yet. Just trying to see who is adding the biggest chunks in volume right now. Buyers still buying the dip. They're still buying it. Sellers are eating the buyers up. Oh, they just ate them up there. Did you see that? Big movement down. They just ate them up in one swift move. All right, we're back into this area. So the sellers are just that much more aggressive. So we're going to need, in order for this market to go up, we can't just rely on buy aggression, because buyers coming in are able to get the market up a bit, but then they kind of fail and the sellers always come back in. So we're going to need a bit more. We're going to need sellers to give up, essentially, sellers to exit the market in order to, or get stopped out, something like that. So we want to see sellers definitely there. Those sellers there exiting at break even. So we had some sell pressure leave the market, but not a lot. Not a great deal, to be honest. Oh, damn, the buyers really bought that up again. Damn, look at that. Look at that. Sellers coming back in again. Let's see if the buyers can take over, or do they fail at the top of the distribution? That's the big question here. Let's see what the chat's saying real quick. Is each box one distinct order block? So in a box where it says 22, is that one order with 22 contracts? No. So it could be multiple orders. It's just literally orders placed within that price range, right? So like this block where 52 is within that price range, the orders that have been, and it's just the difference between the buy and sell orders, right? So that's why it keeps changing. So you can see, and we're looking for like who is adding big chunks in more aggressively. Hey Sam, are you able to notice and identify taking profits, stops at any point in time and price, or do you have to watch volume reaction at highs, lows? Yeah, so it's impossible to really know exactly all the take profits. You can only use logic. So like these highs are going to have obviously a bunch of take profits. This low is now going to have a bunch of stops underneath it. So the buyers did take over. I got in a bit early and I kind of missed that move, but no problem. It's fine. But yeah, so you can only really apply logic to it. Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing otherwise. So you just kind of have to wait. Oh, they got eaten up there. They really got eaten up there, the buyers. So the sellers are still willing to short this market. It's not over yet. It's still quite a battle here, because that's a lot of buy volume that comes in. And look at that. They're starting to essentially struggle. And we want to see where buyers are willing. Oh, look at that. The sellers are coming with fury right now. They're not having any of it. Did you expect that? I didn't. So this looks a little bit rangy to me right now. The battle is really kind of, buyers are buying it, sellers are shorting at the top. It's anyone's game right now. So this is kind of just a nasty battle right now, and we don't know who's going to actually win this. So we just kind of want it to, figure out. It will come down to, these highs or that high there, and then this low here. Because all the buys that did come in, majority of them are going to have like these guys here. The majority of S stops are most likely going to be in and around this area here, right? This is going to be all buy stops. So sellers are trying to squeeze these buyers out, and the buyers also trying to squeeze the sellers out, which is most likely going to be above this high here. So in between this area, while it's kind of chopping up and down and being a bit, we truly don't know. See, buyers are coming in good. I'm going to get rid of this black line because that's no longer really needed. So I don't want to chase any volume, buy or sell volume. I don't want to chase any of it because at this moment in time, sellers could just come back in here again and then push this market down. So if you enter here, you're just going to get pushed down again. And buyers come back in at the bottom and push it up. And it's basically a range, right? The way it's playing out. So we need a little bit more clarity, unfortunately. There, boom, again, sellers coming in, but buyers are always failing near the highs here. They're always failing. But sellers are not coming in that strong anymore. I'm not seeing huge sell numbers appear, but I'm also not seeing massive buy numbers. There was a bit of buying. Oh, there was a bit of selling. Buying coming in again. Look at that. All right, so it looks like the buyers are being a little bit more aggressive higher up than they were earlier. But the sellers still came in and stopped this. This is going to be a bit of a range for now, I think. I don't think there's going to really be that much until it breaks out on either side. I'm treating this as a range-bound market for now. Let's see. Dun-dun, dun-dun. The volume's kind of dropping off a bit here. Volume's getting smaller and smaller as less people are interested in participating in this market right now because of the chop, which again, don't blame them. You've got to be quite ballsy to enter in this area right now, considering both sides are being super aggressive earlier. So who's going to win? It's just a coin flip at this moment in time because it hasn't been determined, and it comes down to whoever's clicking these buttons, and it's hard to. I mean, yeah, it's a coin flip right now. But buyers do seem a little bit more intentful at getting this market up. But then again, sellers come in. Oh, buyers bought that up. That looked quite good there. A little bit there in this area here looked quite decent for the buyers. And buyers are still coming in, but they really need to break above these highs and squeeze these sellers out. That's the only way this is going to work. They really, really got to do it. And here it is. Yeah, so it was right here. You saw in real time, just a big chunk of buyers came in. Yes, it closed at 17, but that right there, that was just in real time, there was a big chunk of buyers that came in very quickly. And it was these guys that have managed to actually kind of break out. But look, as we get to this high, notice there are more sellers willing to get in. right? Sellers are not willing to get stopped out, and boom, they've just been stopped out. Still more sellers coming in, but buyers are buying it up. So buyers are being super aggressive again. So this is, but they really, I mean, there'll be some stops there, but the real area is obviously above here, right? This is where a lot of stops are going to be. So this is going to really determine whether we just kind of rotate, double top, and then go back down, or if buyers are able to, because if buyers get up here, two things need to happen for it to keep going, essentially, right? So number one, okay, yes, buyers are buying the dip always, which is, you know, fair enough. That's kind of expected. But